Okay, good morning. Today is October 21st, 2025. This is a regular meeting of the Kings County Board of Supervisors. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Joe Nevs,
Here.
Richard Valley,
Here.
Doug Verboon,
Here.
Rusty Robinson,
Here.
Robert Thayer is absent.
Okay, 4 members present, 1 absent. At this time, we all please rise for invocation from Pastor John Devlin.
Father John.
Father John from IT.
This was not from Chat GPT either. Lord, in these divisive times, we need your wisdom more than ever. We are grateful that we in Kings County are small enough to actually know our neighbors in need, so we help them as you instructed. May we remain as a shining example to others. In Jesus' name, amen.
Give me a hook. Dressed up today, you're spraying, you got your hair thrown back, you got hat. Why don't you lead us in our flag salute?
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Very good. At this time, we'll go on to item 2, County Service Award presentation, and we have Carolyn Least. Morning, Carolyn.
Good morning, Chairman, members of the board. Carolyn Least, Human Resources Director. This is our final service award program. We are here to present the County Service Awards. We gather to recognize the exceptional contributions of the employees from the Human Services Agency. Public service is more than a job, it's a calling that reflects a profound commitment to improving the lives of our community members. Every day, dedicated individuals bring their skills, time, and passion to ensure the well-being of and progress of Kings County. To honor this commitment, we have the Kings County Service Awards program established in 1977, which celebrates the invaluable contributions of our employees. This program acknowledges full-time service, presenting awards after 5 years of continuous employment, and then in 5-year increments thereafter. It's a chance to publicly recognize not just the length, but quality of service our force provides, reinforcing the significance of their efforts. Each recipient will receive a certificate highlighting their years of dedicated service. Additionally, those highlighting 10 years or more of service receive the option to select a milestone award, either cash or a gift selection from Beyond Recognition. For those that ordered gifts, Human Resources will be reaching out when those gifts are received. And for those that selected cash, the award was already issued on their last paycheck, October 17, 2025. As we proceed, I will present the awardees. When your name is called, please come forward to receive your certificate and have your photo taken. Afterward, kindly remain in the well for a group picture with your department's recipients. And please hold your applause till the end. Starting off with 5 years, we have Katie Alvarez, Crystal Amigon, Veronica Avila, Marlene Barajas, Rosa Calderon. Yay.
Congratulations.
For 5 years, we also have Rosa Calderon, Ty Carpenter, Amber Castillo, Tiffany Deaver, Natasha Andres, Adriana Fernandez, Lisette Fernandez Ayon, Rosalina Gomez,
Glad you let a few people off, Wendy, anyway.
Next up for 5 years, we have Latara Henderson, Jessica Ince, Next up, we have Alyssa Macias. Also for 5 years, we have Bianca Mitchell, Luz Nahar, Abigail Palomares, Nikki Rivera, Enadina Sanchez, Ariana. Here we go. Also for 5 years, we have Ariana Silva, Jamie Silva, Anthony Valdez, Next up, we have Candace Van Allen, and Tara Wilson. Can I get a round of applause for our 5 years? Next up, we have our 10 years. Crystal Angulo, Gisela Avalos, Angelica Avila,
Yeah, maybe that way.
Also for 10 years, we have Jose Davila, Next up, we have Carissa Dominici, Megan Gamboa, Maritza Gutierrez, David Medina, Susana Mitra Vieja, Alma Poalo, Audrey Perico, Jose Rodriguez, Emery Serrano, Patricia Soto, and Teresa Villasenor, and Stephanie Wolashin. And can I get a round of applause for our 10 years? For 15 years, we have Rosenda Garcia. And that's a round of applause for our 15 years. I would like to introduce Director of Human Services, Wendy Osikafo, to introduce her executive team who will be announcing the employees by division with 20 or more years of service.
Good morning, Chairman, members of the board. You're actually lucky they didn't all show up because today we are recognizing 55 staff, and I'm pretty sure we would saturate this well. But we're recognizing 55 staff for their service and dedication to the Kings County residents. These 55 staff represent 705 years of knowledge, experience, and service to our community. Each year, we give special recognition to the staff that have served for 20 years or more. This year, we have 13 that fall into that category. Last year, I think we had 6 or 7, which I thought was a lot. So I'm just really excited to see like how we've retained people and all that knowledge and depth of experience that we have within our department. We have 7 that have been here for 20 years, 3 for 25, 1 for 30, and 2 for 35 years. Collectively, those 13 individuals alone account for 315 years of experience and meaningful contribution. Because there's so many, I've called on our executive team to assist me in recognizing each of these fantastic employees. I'm going to start with the fiscal division by recognizing Lily Garon for 20 years. And let me tell you a little bit about Lily. It is my pleasure to recognize Lily for her 20 years of dedicated service. I've had the pleasure of working with Lily since she moved to HSA in 2019, having worked previously in the finance department for over 15 years. It took us a minute to find the assignment that brings out all of Lily's best qualities, and she has many. But in the complex world of human services finance, her attention to detail and accuracy has been incredibly important as we track and reconcile our numerous funding streams totaling over $135 million. She is now our lead fiscal analyst responsible for tracking, reconciling, transfer, and accounting for that $135 million in federal, state, and local revenue. Last year, Lily's attention to detail caught a significant error that the state made, not us, in calculating and distributing realignment funding. As a result of her thoroughness, we were able to lift up this issue, alert the other 57 counties in the state so that they could prevent significant issues that would have been compounded by delays in identifying this issue. These errors took the bulk of last year for the state to resolve, and in fact, some of the corrections are still occurring in the current fiscal year. Her conscientiousness and attention to detail ensured that we were not negatively or severely impacted by this significant mistake. Lily's coworkers, and these are actual quotes, Lily, I'm going to share them with you after, but Lily's coworkers describe her as passionate, thorough, precise, accurate, considerate, kind-hearted, incredibly smart, generous, hardworking, patient, supportive, friendly, and approachable. She is appreciated for her sense of humor, attention to detail, depth of knowledge, and the patient way she explains not just the how of what we're doing, but also the why. Her calm and respectful approach creates a learning environment for her staff and peers. We are so thankful to have Lily at HSA and the way she brightens up our workplace. Congratulations, Lily, on this 20 years of outstanding service. And next, I'm going to have Chris Naras, our Deputy over Adult Services, introduce his.
Good morning, everyone. From Chairman Raboon, members of the board. My name is Christopher Nars. I have the humble pleasure of serving as the Deputy Director here for Kings County over the Adults Division. Today, I have the pleasure of having 3 people I'm going to be introducing. I'm going to be starting first with Miss Amy Canto, if she can come up. Although we are celebrating 20 consecutive years of employment for Miss Amy Canto, she actually started her career with Kings County back in 1998. In 2001, she briefly left the county to work for Adventist Home Health before returning to Kings County in November of 2004, and has been with the Human Services Agency as a social worker within the In-Home Supportive Services program since then. With that said, Amy has actually been helping the community for over 27 years. Over that time, she has served over 3,000 recipients in IHSS by completing initial intakes and reassessment. Amy is a compassionate social worker who cares for her recipients by going above and beyond to ensuring their safety. She will research alternative services and make the necessary referrals on their behalf. Amy is kind-hearted and has always participated in contributions to senior events during holidays and other resource fairs. As a social worker 3, Amy has trained our new social workers, sharing her experiences and knowledge of the program. Amy participates in booster events, such as dress-up events and Halloween, by encouraging and boosting morale in the workplace. Amy takes pride in her work, her community, and her country, as her son is in the United States Naval Academy. One quick story. One day, Amy was out in the field making a home visit with a new recipient that would not give her entry inside the home, as the recipient thought that Amy was a Girl Scout trying to sell her cookies. We thank you, Amy, for all your wonderful years of service. Thank you. Next, I have the pleasure of introducing you to Ms. Victoria Piceno. Sorry. Vicky is celebrating 20 years of employment with the Human Services Agency. Vicky is currently a social worker with our in-home supportive services as well. In 2005, Vicky began as a full-time employee with CPS as the receptionist in the old Mary Brock Hall building for 6 years, then moved to the newly expanded wing in Building 8. In 2012, she was promoted to Social Service Assistant, also known as an SSA, for child welfare, working there for 12 years. While working full-time with very long hours, Vicky completed her education by earning her bachelor's degree and a few years later promoted to social worker and is currently within our IHSS division. We are very lucky to have her. Vicky has been a great asset to our department, completing her work each month in a timely manner. Vicky will continually go above and beyond for her recipients that she serves. She also participates as others in our outreach events in the community and in HSA booster committees to promote positive morale, and a good workplace. And a little personal part for Vicky, even though she always is extremely busy with work, she finds time to be involved in folklorico dancing with her son and her daughter. They have had many opportunities to perform all over the valley and have gone as far as Tijuana to do some events there. So thank you, Vicky. And lastly, I have also the humble pleasure to introduce Mrs. Elizabeth Castellanos Aguina. Elizabeth started her county career in March of 2000 as an office assistant before becoming an eligibility worker in 2003. In 2007, she moved into Employment and Training Division and has been a senior lead worker in this area since 2014. Elizabeth is a compassionate and dedicated professional who consistently demonstrates genuine care for the individuals we serve. She has an exceptional ability to recognize what someone may be experiencing and to connect them with the appropriate services to support them in their time of need. Whether receiving instructions from her supervisor, collaborating with peers, or engaging with participants, Liz listens attentively and approaches every interaction with patience. She is resilient in helping participants overcome barriers, equally resourceful in collaborating with staff to identify solutions that improve case management. Liz exemplifies consistency with a strong work ethic and professionalism in everything she does. Liz is a model employee whose contributions strengthen both our team and the services we provide. She is a dedicated mother who actively supports her daughter's school activities, assists with fundraising efforts, and has proudly shared photos of her daughter's accomplishments. In her personal interests, Liz is a big fan of Harry Potter series, both the books and the movies, and proudly displays her collection of Harry Potter figures at her desk. Thank you, Elizabeth, for your wonderful contributions. Next up, I will be introducing Ms. Monica Connor.
Good morning, Chairman and members of the board. Monica Connor, Assistant Director for the Human Services Agency. I'm going to cover the Child Welfare Division. And I'm going to first start with Christy Balderrama. Christy has been with the Kings County Human Services Agency for 20 years, starting in Child Protection Services Division back in 2004. Through her dedication and hard work, she's risen through the ranks and now serves as a CPS social service supervisor. She's leading the CARES project, which is building a new statewide case management system that will eventually house all of child welfare records. Not an easy task, but one she's taken on with enthusiasm. Her her positivity has earned her the nickname the CARES Hype Girl, because she motivates everyone around her, even when the task is less than exciting. Christy is also one of the county's trained forensic interviewers, known for her calm strength and strong advocacy for child safety. Outside of work, Christy is a proud mom to Ella and Jerron, her biggest inspirations. She's their #1 supporter, often traveling to watch Jerron play AA baseball with the Chesapeake Baysox. Christy, thank you for your 20 years of service. We're so grateful for your leadership, your heart, and the energy you bring to child protection every single day. Next is Corey Hasso. Corey began his career, I don't think he's here today. Nope. Nope. He stood me up today. Corey began his career with the Human Services Agency in 1999 as a social service worker 1, managing child welfare cases and conducting child abuse investigations. Through years of dedication and a strong commitment to child safety, he promoted to the role of CPS supervisor in 2007. Corey is known for his quick-witted humor, calm demeanor, and the light he brings to our team meetings. When he speaks, he brings both wisdom and compassion to the table. Outside of work, Corey is a proud father of 2 boys and an avid baseball fan. His love for baseball extends beyond the stands. He's spent countless hours coaching his sons and mentoring others, which speaks to his approachable and respected nature both on and off the field. Corey, thank you for your 25 years of service, your leadership, and your lasting impact on this agency and the families we serve. I don't think my next 2 are here, but I have some proud words for them. Maria Urquizo has served the Kings County community for 25 years, sharing her talents across several departments, from public health and probation to child support services, before joining the Human Services Agency. Here she began as a department specialist 2, and through her dedication and hard work, promoted to her current role as a Human Services Office Supervisor. She brings a wealth of knowledge and a genuine heart for service to everything she does. Outside of work, Maria enjoys spending time with her birds and visiting the palace with her husband. She's a devoted animal lover. She values family above all else and takes great pride in supporting her team and this agency. Maria, thank you for 25 years of service to Kings County. We deeply appreciate your dedication and the many ways you've made a difference in this community. And next, it's 35 years, Annette Fry. I don't think she's here today either. Annette Fry has been with Kings County since 1989, an amazing 35 years of service. She supported our agency and community in eligibility, employment and training, and child protective services, always bringing knowledge, warmth, and heart to her work. She's now a senior office assistant who many turn to for her steady support and sense of humor. Outside of work, she loves theater and enjoys peaceful trips to the coast. Most of all, she treasures time with her family and her farm animals. And you'll often find her cheering on her grandchildren at their sporting events and FFA events. Annette, thank you for your 35 years of dedication and your lasting impact on the community of Kings County. Thank you. And now I am introducing Kelly. She's going to do the next division.
Hi, good morning, Chairman and members of the board. It's my honor and privilege to present before you today. My name is Kelly Luna, and I'm a Deputy Director at Human Services, and I oversee the Admin Division. First, I have Sergio Delera with 20 years. Unfortunately, he's not able to make it today. He joined Human Services in 2004 as an eligibility worker 1. He quickly advanced through the stages of 2 and 3, and within a year, he was promoted to eligibility supervisor. In 2010, he switched to case compliance review role, which he focused on policy and accountability. In 2013, he moved to Child Protective Services as a social worker, later becoming a social service supervisor. In 2016, he served as a case review supervisor for over 6 years, where he strengthened program integrity, mentored staff, and improved processes that continue to benefit the agency today. Since July of 2022, Sergio served as a program manager in the administrative division, leading with integrity, clarity, and a steady hand. His leadership style is marked by respect, consistency, and genuine care for his team. Outside of work, Sergio enjoys spending time with his family, friends, cheering on his beloved Dallas Cowboys, and he has coached soccer for many years. This might explain his natural talent for teamwork, strategy, and motivating others to do their best. Thank you, Sergio. Next, I have Rosa for 20 years, and she is here. Rosa joined Human Services 20 years ago, right after graduating college, with the initial plan of only staying for a year or two and pursuing her career in teaching. 2 decades later, she remains a valued member of the agency. Having grown through multiple positions from office assistant to eligibility worker to IHS social worker, she now serves as a case review officer. Her dedication, professionalism, and care for people she serves has made her a respected, steady pace in our department. Early in her career, she received a handwritten note of appreciation from a client, thanking her for her kindness and support, something that she still treasures today. Rosa's calm and thoughtful demeanor makes her a joy to work with. Her colleagues appreciate her quiet reliability and positive attitude. Outside work, Rosa enjoys spending quality times with her family, cheering on her nieces and nephews at sporting events, and rooting for her favorite football team, the San Francisco 49ers. Her long-standing service reflects not only her commitment to the agency, but also her genuine compassion for others. Thank you, Rosa. I have Rosa Horn for 20 years. She's also America Horn. I'm sorry. Not a good public speaker, guys. America Horn, 20 years. Rosa began her journey. I'm sorry. America and I have known each other for 20 years, by the way. America began her journey with Human Services as a social service assistant in family preservation in the Child Welfare Division. While raising 2 small children and working full-time, she earned her bachelor's degree in 2010. The same year, she was promoted to IHSS social worker. In 2016, she advanced to her current role as a case review officer, where her professionalism, attention to detail, and commitment to the community continue to shine. She is committed to ensure the people of Kings County have the appropriate services in place. America is known for her teamwork, enthusiasm, often contributing to a positive and engaging work environment. America has dedicated herself to the HSA booster clubs for many years here at Kings County. Thank you, America. Gosh, sorry. It's so not intentional. Okay, then I have Mary Cruz Clement for 30 years. She's actually online. She's currently attending a conference for the CWFIA, so she's out of town, but she is online. Mary Cruz has served the agency for 30 years. She began her journey with the county in February 1995 as a typist clerk. And then she made her way through several key roles throughout the agency, from typist clerk to eligibility worker into the field of fraud investigations. Her career is a testament to what it means to grow, adapt, and lead through the decades of change. She started as fraud investigator, went through 1, 2, and 3 in 2002. She was promoted to a supervisor fraud investigator in 2007. For nearly 2 decades in that leadership role, she has guided her team with professionalism, fairness, and a strong sense of purpose. Her work has played vital roles in ensuring program integrity and protecting public funds. Outside of work, Mary Cruz's greatest pride is her family, her husband, Brandon, her children, Destiny and Christopher, and her grandchildren, Landon, Deegan, Delaney. She lights up Whenever she talks about them, it's clear that her family is everything to her. When she's not working, you can often find her surrounded by her big family. I mean, big family, over about 30 family members, laughing, playing games, and making memories. And if it's game day, there's no mistake who she's cheering for, the San Francisco 49ers and the Giants. Thank you, Mayor Cruz. And last but not least, I have Ida Guzman with 35 years. Ida began her journey with Human Service Agency all the way back in 1990, starting as an eligibility working, earning just $7.45 an hour. From day one, Ida showed the kind of drive and determination that can't be taught. It didn't take long for her talent to shine. She quickly promoted to eligibility worker 2 and 3, mastering every challenge that came her way. By 1994, Ida has earned a promotion to eligibility supervisor, where she led her team with compassion and strength for 6 years. But her true legacy began when she became a program specialist, a role that she's proud and passionately held for 25 years. In that time, Ida became so much more than a program specialist. She became a mentor, a leader, and a pillar of support for staff across the county. Her take charge attitude, sharp organization, and exceptional communication skills made her an invaluable force behind countless technology process improvement projects over the year. But beyond her professionalism, Ida's personality shines bright. She's a devoted Dallas Cowboy fan and New York Yankee fan. She also is a big fan of Bruno Mars, which fits her perfectly because she's like Bruno. Ida brings joy, rhythm, and soul to everything she does. After 35 years of service, Ida officially is retiring from County of Kings. As she turns the page to the exciting new chapter, she looks forward to spending time with her family, especially her beloved granddaughter, who calls her Gigi. Ida, thank you for your unwavering service, your mentorship, and your positive impact you've left on so many lives. You built a legacy of excellence, and you'll continue to inspire us for years to come. Thank you, and I'll turn this over to Carolyn.
If all of the Human Services Agency employees could please come up into the well so we can get a group photo, please. Well, we wanted to get one with a, we can. You want to get one?
Yeah.
If you want to get one. She wanted to get one.
Thank you, appreciate that. The countdown?
I know. Do you need to go way back there?
Okay, 1, 2, 3, smile. Perfect. Thank you. I know.
I just want to conclude with while everybody's walking out.
How you doing? Good, good. Good to see you. Thank you. Say hi to your mom.
All right. Thank you for joining us and celebrating the incredible dedication of Human Services Agency employees. Again, this concludes our service awards for the year. So thank you.
Okay, we're gonna go on now to item number 3, which is unscheduled appearances. This is an opportunity for members of the public to address the board on items of interest within the board jurisdiction and which are not already on the agenda. The board will not answer questions impromptu, and questions, concerns, and complaints will be referred to the appropriate staff. For items which are on the agenda, members of the public will be provided with an opportunity to address the board on as each item is brought up for discussion. Speakers should limit their comments to not more than 2 minutes. Do we have any written comments?
No written correspondence, but I do have one speaker card from Red Fidiasi.
Morning, Red. How are you today?
Good morning. I'm doing good. Good morning. My name is Red Fidiasi, and I'm speaking as a representative of Valley Voices. The Valley Voices team, in conjunction with Kings County Department of Public Health and Calviva, has been conducting perimenopause and menopause focus groups in both Hanford and Avenel. Next Wednesday, October 29th, we'll be in Corcoran starting at 10 a.m., and we would like to invite any women age 35 and older who are interested in participating to join us. Participants will be fed, and those who meet the qualifications and complete the pre and post surveys will receive a gift card. We appreciate pre-registration so we can have enough food for all who attend. Simultaneous Spanish interpretation will be provided. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Thank you very much. We have any speaker cards.
I do not.
I think
Doesn't appear anyone online has their hand raised.
anybody online have their hand raised or want to speak? Seeing none, anybody in the audience have anything they want to add to our meeting today? Seeing none, we'll move on now to approval of the minutes from report out of closed session from regular meeting, October 14th, 2025.
There's nothing to report, Mr. Chair.
Okay, item B, approval of the minutes from regular meeting, October 14th, 2025. Motion by Supervisor Robinson, second by Supervisor Neves. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Joe Nevs.
Yes.
Richard Valley. Doug Verboon.
Yes.
Rusty Robinson.
Yes.
3 in favor, 1 absent, 1 abstention. We'll move on now to consent calendar. All items listed on the consent counter are consent counter are considered to be routine and will be enacted by one motion. If a board member has a question, requests an additional information, or wishes to comment on an item, the vote should not be taken until after questions have been addressed and comments have been made, and the public has an opportunity to comment on the consent counter item. What's the board's pleasure?
Chairman, if I could have you pull item C from the Sheriff's Office 1, there's an amendment to that item, a correction.
I see that. Okay, we're going to pull item C1 and vote on it first. Item C1,
Word would be changed from attitude to altitude.
attitude. Is any of them sheriff's office here wants to dispute that? It might be attitude.
It might be attitude. I took it from face value.
Would you like to vote on that one now or just discuss it and put it back in the consent?
It's amended.
Yeah, that seems more like an administrative amendment.
So motion by Supervisor Neves, second by Supervisor Robinson. Any questions or concerns from the audience? Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Joe Nevs.
Yes.
Richard Valley.
All right.
Doug Verboon.
Yes.
Rusty Robinson.
Yes.
All in favor, 1 absent. Now consent calendar.
As amended, Mr. Chair.
Motion by Supervisor Neves, second by Supervisor Robinson. Any questions from the audience? Seeing none, we'll bring it back to the board.
Joe Nevs.
Yes.
Richard Valley. Doug Verboon.
Yes.
Rusty Robinson.
Yes.
Okay, item passes, 4 in favor. We want out a regular calendar. Item A, Fire Department, John Chamberlain. Morning, John.
Morning, sir. Wow, this is actually adjusted to the proper height for a change. That's kind of nice. Good morning, Chairman, members of the board, CEO, Madam Clerk, and staff. I'm John Chamberlain, Fire Chief for Kings County. I'm before you this morning to present for your consideration the agreement between the County of Kings and City of Avenel for a fire services agreement. On September 30th, the board opted to send a 30-day notice to the City of Avenel terminating the fire services agreement. There was previous approval for an agreement that with a 6-month termination clause that was under consideration by this board by the City of Avenel that was modified by you to a 12-month with a 6-month pre-notification. That was in circulation prior to your vote to terminate the services. Avenel had 2 separate meetings that they could bring this agreement forth, chose not to, so that prompted your action for the 30-day severance. On the same meeting night, September 30th, the City of Avenel voted unanimously to act on the 18-month agreement that was in circulation for services, while also reaffirming their commitment to establishing their own department. Since the board opted to send the termination notice and not affirm the availability of the 18-month agreement, the current process in place is to discontinue services on October 31st. Before you today, you have three options on how to proceed. Number one is to rescind the board's September 30th, 2025 action to withdraw county fire services from the city of Avenal effective October 31st, and execute the 18-month agreement or 18-month termination agreement. It's a 4-year total agreement. The pros in this are places the two organizations into a long-term agreement to which the city remains guaranteed to have protection for the duration of the agreement. It also allows for the fire department to continue planning, hiring, and promoting to meet its needs. The cons are that it locks the county into a subsidization position financially for the next few years. It's also arguable the city would potentially come back and attempt to negotiate the way out of the contract, being they've made a significant investment into their fleet already. So that's something to consider. Puts the county into an awkward position if they actually had to opt out of it. Option number two is to direct the county fire chief to enter into direct contract negotiations with the city of Avenal for assistance by hire month-to-month agreement. I would suggest that be retroactively from starting July 21st and provide continuous coverage beginning October 31st. I would also ask that would be a 60-day notification for termination. The pros are this would be a very straightforward direction. Any negotiations would be based on a fully vetted cost of operating and supporting Fire Station 12. This removes the subsidy on behalf of the county and is a month-to-month agreement. I would also suggest that this be retroactively applied to the July 1st, 2025 date. This shifts the entire burden to the city for their direct costs of providing services. For purposes of fire operations, I would empty out the station of assigned personnel and just manage it with overtime. So it would be more expeditious and easier for me to handle on the way out in the event of a 30-day notification. We would just empty the station and then personnel would be out. The cons are there's no guarantee on the product the city may generate in haste because of the true costs that are going to be fully burdened and not subsidized by the county. So there's a potential there that in trying to financially get out from under it, there'd be rapid movement. This in turn could result in diminished level of service to the citizens and ultimately a potential reduction in public safety if the city acts too quickly. And option three, which really is kind of not an option, is to reaffirm your position. Basically, we're out on the 31st because that potentially leaves them. They are not in a position currently to be able to provide those services, which means we'd still be augmenting it accordingly without payment. The pro would be we would just be completed with the situation, and the con obviously is it places public safety in jeopardy. I want to note that the city basically did a $413,000 purchase of apparatus. They are intent on moving forward. That was on display this last weekend. For the record, it's not a winning scenario in this for me, my department, or the county on the back end of this as far as where we're at. I will tell you that I've assisted transitions from one provider from establishment to another provider. And even though I've offered both my personal and department cell phone numbers, not one time is my phone rang. They're not looking for advice. So I can say without question to my staff and on your behalf that our concerns revolve around public safety for the citizens of Avenal. With that, I'm open to any questions.
Thank you, Chief. Any questions or comments from the board? Correction. Powder Valley, it's your district.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. First of all, I just want to first start off by thanking the board, all of you for being very patient as we've went through this. Our CAO, her staff. I want to thank the Kings County Fire Chief, members of the fire department for their patience and continue to do their job even on the hardest days through this. Mr. Chair, just to move this along, we did receive a letter from Mayor Preciado a week and a half ago. I appreciate the letter. I appreciate some of the words in the letter. He expressed his respect to the board, to the county, the fire department. I wish there would have been an apology in the letter. It came close, but nevertheless, the county's been put through a lot here. But with that, I spent some time over the weekend reaching out to members of the community, even the president of the fire union this morning. And I believe that if the board is fine with it, the best option at this time would be to go ahead and reverse our decision on the October 31 pullout and to go into the contract, seeing as how it's been fully executed by the Avenal City Council already. There would be no waiting on them for their next meeting to take any action. This would be the ability to move forward today. Chief, I appreciate your expert opinion on, and the option that you provided to the board. However, I just, unless the board wanted to go that way, I wouldn't want to go that way at this point, because it would be another new action by the
Understood.
board. And I think that it would look like we're all just jumping around to an offbeat rhythm here. And I think we just need to stay on point here. And lastly, I do want to say I spent some time with the mayor. We have spoke, and he seems, well, his words are that he'd like to work on repairing the relationship here. And I would hope that that we can do that. Avenel is and remains Kings County as well as their own city. I do want to. I did listen to their last city council meeting, and so on a side note, Mr. Mayor, I want to tell you that I think that you showed some leadership at your last meeting, and I appreciate your words of where you went out of your way to say that you did not support any efforts to recall Councilmember Ricardo Verdugo. I think that was good leadership there to send a signal to the community and your members, the residents of City of Avenel. So with that, Mr. Chair, try to move this along. I would like to make the motion that the board reverses this decision on the October 31 pullout, and we go into the fully executed 3-year or 4 years. It's labeled in the background memo because it's retroactive. We go into that fully executed contract with the 18-month termination clause.
Okay, thank you. Any other comments? I have a comment. So we've been talking about this for over a year. Been talking about it for about 6 years. We've been subsidizing Avenel Fire the whole time. We basically bought them the fire truck. We've subsidized money from the rest of the county to keep Avenel whole. And I don't think that the board or the city council or the city manager was honest, telling us up front that they were intending on purchasing new apparatuses, and therefore they did not negotiate fairly. And so I feel that they just try to use us to save money to purchase their own fire department, which is fine. But all they do is tell us to say, hey, our intentions are to have our own fire service, manage it ourselves, which I would totally respect. But the fact that they were dishonest, we were forced to go there for several meetings, me and the CAO, no respect given back, made us wait 4.5 hours and then tabled the item after they knew they were going to table it all day. So very insulting as an elected official that communication is key, and they chose not to communicate with us. Therefore, I would say month to month and quit subsidizing the city of Avenel until they start showing us respect. Thank you.
So, Mr. Chair, for the record, that's a competing motion.
Yes. We have your motion was first. Did you make that a motion?
Thank you. Don't do competing motions.
So
Get brought up to vote first.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, so you start with the second motion first and work backward. But you need to, I don't know if you open it up to the public yet.
Well, I'll make my comment a motion. There's a second, there is not. And so now we have a motion on the floor. And do we have any comments from the public? Do you have any comments online?
We do not.
Okay, bring it back for a second.
So the motion would die for lack of a second, Mr. Chair.
Mine, which way?
The chair's motion.
Item dies. I'll bring it back to go back to the first motion, which is Supervisor Valley's, which is item number 3, right? Item number 1. So we have a motion on the floor right now. Second by Supervisor Neves. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Just for clarification, that is for one.
Do we need
item.
to, do I have to open up comments again? Is there any comments from the floor?
You can open them again if you'd like, yes.
Any comments? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
And just for clarification, that was for A.
Yes.
Correct. Joe Nevs,
Well,
Yes.
for 1. Or a,
Richard Valley.
Aye.
Doug Verboon.
no.
Rusty Robinson.
Yes. Okay. Item
Thank you.
passes, correct? Okay, item passes 3 in favor, 1 against. We'll go on now to the next item, which is Public Works Department, and we have either Jim Henderson or Mitchell. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. We got another fire item.
Correct.
Item 2, consider approving First Amendment to Tulare County Fire Agreements. Good morning.
Good morning. I came over here because that one was too tall. Board of Supervisors, Matt Sanfilippo, Kings County Fire Department. We're requesting that you continue the participation in our regional hazardous materials response team. In 2019, the Kings County Fire Department, in an effort to mitigate the possibility of significant events involving hazardous materials, entered into a partnership with regional agencies to bolster capability and readiness, as well as share costs. The hazardous materials teams is a multi-agency collaboration that each agency agrees to share costs, expertise, staffing, training, and equipment. The purpose of the partnership is to provide a level of response to real threats in each of the communities that singularly each member would struggle to maintain. The Visalia Fire Department houses and maintains, with contributions from the partnership, a hazardous materials emergency unit equipped to mitigate large-scale hazardous materials emergencies. When such an emergency presents itself, specialized technicians, specific equipment, high-level personal protective gear, industry-regulated monitoring devices, and expert staffing are required to safely mitigate the incident with the least amount of impact on life, property, and the environment. The partnership maintains a level of response necessary for the type of emergency that Kings County is exposed to every day, when considering the diversity and quantities of hazardous materials traveling on the road and rail. The access to resources bolsters the department's emergency capabilities and strengthens the protections the department has in place to safeguard the communities within the county. Due to the multi-agency involvement and the assurance of county safeguards, the agreement has been delayed. The agreement has been reviewed and approved by county council as to form and risk. Our recommendation is to approve the First Amendment with Tulare County Fire Agencies to continue participation in the Tulare County Interagency Hazardous Materials Team, retroactively effective from July 1st, 2025 through June 30th, 2030. The annual cost of the agreement is $15,554. And for an amendment for the length of the contract to be $77,770. This agreement will be paid from the fire fund in the budget unit 241000 via savings of unused allocations and the restructuring of other programs. And if you have any questions, I'm available.
Thank you. Any questions or comments from the board? Motion by Supervisor Robinson, second by Supervisor Neves. Any questions from the audience? Anybody online? Any written? Nothing?
No.
Okay, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Joe Nevs.
Yes.
Richard Valley.
Aye.
Doug Verboon.
Yes.
Rusty Robinson.
Yes.
All in favor, one absent. Thank you very much. We'll move
Thank
on
you.
now to Public Works Department. Who's the Mitchell? Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. Mitchell Cabrera, Chief Engineer with the Public Works Department. Before your board this morning with the request to approve the plans and specifications that were prepared by Caltrans for the Dana Drive extension in Kettleman City, and also requesting to authorize the Public Works Department to put this project out to bid, allowing us to advertise. This project is the extension of Dana Drive in Kettleman City. Currently, Dana Drive branches off of Bernard Drive and ends at the cul-de-sac by the Jack in the Box and the Taco Bell. This project would extend Dana Drive, connecting to State Route 41 at the Hubert Way intersection. This would allow traffic flow during stage construction of the Caltrans-led State Route 41 roundabout project at Bernard Drive. Caltrans prepared the plan, specifications, and the estimate, the PS&E package for this project, and completed the right-of-way phase. And now county will lead the construction, putting out the project to bid, awarding construction, and managing construction. This stems from a co-op agreement that was revised in July 22nd of 2022, in which the county and Caltrans entered into an agreement for revising the process and the funding sources for this project. This project will be funded through CMAQ and local funding out of the road fund. Estimate for construction is 1.1 million with 55 working days. If approved today, we would advertise for 30 days, open bids around the week of the 27th of November. Plan going to board to award the contract end of January, early February, and having the project done by end of April, early May, in which Caltrans would be beginning their roundabout project. This isn't a full detour, as Caltrans will have stage construction. There will still be allowing traffic to use State Route 41, but for those who kind of want to circle around, it provides another another means for traffic to flow through during construction. So we request that you approve the plans and specifications and authorize the department to advertise the project.
Thank you very much. Any questions? from the board?
Quick comments, Chair. I just want the board to know that, I think it was last month, we had the, nice, town hall in Kettleman City. This was fully presented. Caltrans had like 9 members from their agency there, slideshow overlay, maps to the community. And, they guaranteed that, this, along with the roundabout, is going to keep a continuous flow of traffic going, which I believe majority of the residents there appreciate that. Some still have apprehension on, you know how it is when people aren't around a roundabout, they don't take to them quickly, myself included, but now I like them.
This is the Richard Valley Roundabout, is what we're gonna call it?
No, I don't want my name on this, but this is, I think this is good and positive.
It'll be put to the test on Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah.
Was that a motion?
Thanksgiving.
A motion by Supervisor Robinson, second by Supervisor Valley. Any questions from the audience? Any concerns? Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Joe Nevs.
Yes.
Richard Valley, Doug Verboon.
Yes.
Rusty Robinson.
Okay, good luck. Thank you very much. Item passes 4 in favor, 1 absent. We'll move on now to administration. We have
Mr. Chair, you actually have an agenda addendum that has 2 additional items for Public Works, and staff is asking that you take number 3 first.
Mix it up again.
Again, so consider approving the construction agreement with Couch Environmental, Inc. with the budget change.
One item is the construction management services and one is the actual contractor. So we would think it'd be more appropriate to approve the contractor first if the board chooses to, and then do the construction management thereafter.
whatever you say. I don't have it here in front of me, so. Oh, the yellow one. It's not in line. Okay, got it. Okay, item B. So with the board pleasure.
Start at the bottom, work up.
Item 3.
There you go.
You know, we have a agenda review. It didn't come up there. So item 3A, what's your pleasure?
Well, let him present.
Yeah, so we'll start.
Oh, I thought the council did it.
Oh.
We'll start presenting.
Let's sit here and let me know when you're done.
So we'll start presenting since there is 2 agreements. One is for construction management. One is for actual construction of the library remodel. We'll start with the construction agreement and then do the construction management.
Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
And I'll let Megan go ahead and present.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman and members of the board. I'm before your board requesting approval of the construction agreement with Catch Environmental for the construction of the Kings County Hanford and Lemoore Library remodel project and to adopt the budget change. Construction improvements as part of the library remodels include updating fire protection systems, replacing and upgrading HVAC systems, installing security cameras, performing plumbing and electrical upgrades, addressing ADA compliance concerns, both on the inside and outside of each building, upgrading restrooms, flooring, shelving, fixtures, improving lighting, better wayfinding, and increased energy efficiency, improving the digital connectivity and infrastructure, feature flexible spaces that support quiet study, collaborative learning, public meetings, and programming for all age groups. And the Hanford Library will feature an expansion and an upgraded children's area. Base bid work is to be completed by the contractor no later than 280 working days from the date of commencement. On May 20th, 2025, your board approved the project plans and authorized us to go out to bid for the remodel of both Hanford and Lemoore branches. The county received 4 bids, with Catch Environmental being the lowest responsible bidder, with a bid of $12,948,073. The project is funded through the California State Library Building Forward Infrastructure Grant. So the construction cost is $7,942,780.45 for Hanford. $6 million will be grant funded and around $2 million non-grant funded, and then $5 million $5,292,054 for Lemoore, around 4.5 million grant funded, and 557,000 non-grant funded. So grant funded items will be funded at 100% state funds through the infrastructure grant, and non-grant funded sources will be paid out of the library fund. So some examples of the grant funded improvements would be HVAC, plumbing, ADA, and fire system improvements, and non-grant funded would be staff break room, furniture, shelving, signage. I'm available for any questions.
Thank you. Any questions or comments from the board? This is a 4/5 vote.
So move, Mr. Chair.
Moved by Supervisor Neves, second by Supervisor Valley. Any questions from the audience? Everybody got the yellow page? Mine was in the front, not in the back. So,
They didn't get yellow, you did.
so,
Yellow card.
so anyway, there's no question or comments. Madam Clerk, please bring it back for a roll call vote.
Joe Nevs.
Yes.
Richard Valley. Doug Verboon.
Yes.
Rusty Robinson.
Yes.
Okay, 4 in favor, 1 absent. Item passes. We'll move on now to the next item, which is number 2, not number 3. So you have that one too?
Yep.
Very good.
Now I'm requesting approval of the consultant agreement with APSI Construction Management for the construction management services for the Kings County Hanford and Lemoore Library Remodel Project, and to adopt the budget change. So some tasks that will be completed by APSI would be a thorough review of the plan specs and estimates, a walkthrough of the construction sites to confirm existing conditions, develop a comprehensive testing and inspection plan, maintaining a detailed tracking log to ensure timely reporting and resolution of any failed tests, coordinating a pre-construction meeting to establish clear expectations, communications, and reporting procedures, managing RFIs, submittals, change orders, schedules, project correspondence, providing full-time on-site representation to monitor construction progress and verify compliance with contract documents, safety protocols, and quality standards. They will also lead the punch list process and compile and review all closeout documentation. On June 23rd, 2025, the Public Works Department advertised the need for construction management services. The county received 10 proposals from consulting firms. After ranking, APSI Construction Management was determined as the top ranked consultant, and the consultant fees total $626,290. That is $385,774 for Hanford and $240,516 for Lemoore, and that will be paid from the library fund. I'm here if you have any questions, and there's also a representative from APSI.
Thank you very much. Any question or comments on the board? Motion by Supervisor Robinson, second by Supervisor Neves. Any questions or comments from the audience? Seeing none, I'll bring it back for roll call vote.
Joe Nevs.
Yes.
Richard Valley.
Aye.
Doug Verboon.
Yes.
Rusty Robinson.
Yes.
Item passes 4 in favor, 1 absent. Thank you very much. Sorry for the confusion.
They weren't confused.
All right, we'll go on now to the next one, which is going to be Veronica Mello, Administration. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman and members of the board. I'm Veronica Mello, Administrative Analyst at the County Administrative Office. Before you this morning is a request to consider introducing an ordinance to add Article 7 to Chapter 2 of the Kings County Code of Ordinances relating to grand jury payments and fees. Pursuant to Sections 890 and 890.1 of the California Penal Code, grand jurors are entitled to receive $15 per day for each day's attendance as a grand juror, along with mileage reimbursement at the current IRS rate for travel to and from court. By law, these payments are to be paid by the county treasurer from the county's general fund. Although the standard stipend had been previously set at $15 per day through resolution number 16-068 adopted on October 4th, 2016, staff conducted a comparative analysis in 2023 of meeting stipends across similar counties. Based on their findings, the stipend was increased to $25 per day beginning fiscal year 24-25, with continued mileage reimbursement at the IRS rate. However, this increase was implemented administratively and has not yet been formalized by ordinance or resolution. A second comparative analysis is currently underway to determine whether the $25 rate is appropriate for future fiscal years. As such, staff plans to return to the board prior to July 1st, 2026, with a recommendation to either maintain or adjust the rate effective July 1st, 2026, based on the outcomes of the updated analysis. The grand jury will be notified that the current rate is subject to change based on this future determination. Upon adoption by the Board of Supervisors, a summary of the ordinance along with the supervisors' votes will be published in the local newspaper and posted to the clerk of the board's website. The ordinance will become effective 30 days after approval. Therefore, at this time, staff recommends the board consider introducing an ordinance to add Article 7 to Chapter 2 of the Kings County Code of Ordinances relating to grand jury payments and fees. I'm available to answer any questions you may have. Thank you.
Any questions or comments? So we're taking it from, it's going to be 25 from here on out?
It
It
is
should have been
25.
15,
Yes,
but we were paying them 25,
yes,
but we're going to continue to make it legal in the written format.
yes.
Got it. Any questions from the board?
But, okay, so is that where it ends? Because I understood it that there was going to be an analysis where it might be lowered.
It may, in the current analysis underway, but for now, we want to continue with the $25 stipend until the current analysis is finalized. And then we'll come back to the board prior to July 1st, 2026.
So we'll have to take it away if it comes back that way?
Oh,
Admin will. Okay, got it.
Okay.
Don't make me the bad guy. They write reports, so.
Your board has the option to not move forward with the $25 fee right now, and you can just go back to the 15 per meeting until the analysis is completed as well. However, it would have to modify the ordinance.
Right. Or one other option is you could have the ordinance read up to $25 per day. And then it wouldn't need to come back.
Mr. Chairman, I would ask that we take some sort of action where it does not have to come back, that we stay at 25 per day. One of the reasons for that is everyone's been trying to get somebody from District 2 for years to be on the grand jury. And so to have no representation from Cattleman, Home Guard, and Corcoran or Avenel on the grand jury, to me is an issue. And we've all tried to overcome it. The grand jury is advertised. They've tried. If we lower from 25 to 15, that does not do anything to help attract somebody. And I know they're doing it for public service, but the 25 I know is appreciated. And I would ask that we can continue to have some kind of weight on that. Keep that at 25 to attract good quality personnel to the grand jury.
Was that a motion to bring it up to a minimum of $25?
Is that appropriate, council, or where are we at?
Not to exceed $25.
Okay.
Not to
Then,
exceed would be appropriate.
then I would add that to the motion, to not exceed 25.
So if our findings do come that it should be, that it's pretty high, then, and we reduce it, then the action does not need to come back to the board, correct?
Correct. That could be an administrative because you have not to exceed.
I don't want to be the one to pull the $10 away from someone and give them their time up. So just saying.
And that's what I want to be clear, because I think the grand jury's here and they're listening and they're going to want to know.
Because I always thought they wanted more.
And we achieved that. However, we wanted to do a thorough analysis to make sure that that is justifiable, keeping it at the 25.
Is it because legal got involved with it?
I was hoping in my discussion that we didn't look at reducing, but so to meet the CAO halfway, then how about we do bring it back? If you find out that there's these comparables and 25 is not appropriate, and then let's have a discussion with the board on what to do that day. And that way it's not all on you either. It's for the board to weigh in.
Okay, we have a motion on the table.
Second.
Second by Supervisor Nails. Anybody from the audience? Grand jury?
Yeah, I do want to. Kevin Scott, King County Grand Jury. We didn't know anything about this. This is all brand new to us. No notice of any audit, any going over anything. It'd been nice to know, so we know what's going on. We're not informed of anything. I just read it right here. Nice to be notified. But everybody else wants to be notified. Why shouldn't we?
You're holding your own right now, so we're good.
Okay.
And for the record, unless you had authority to speak on behalf of the entire grand jury, you would be speaking as an individual member of the public.
Speaking as an individual.
Thank you.
Good job.
Mr. Chairman, quick question. I'm thinking about now. So are you looking at the grand jury under the new model that the board voted on as far as the department heads? And because I don't want to get in your way if you want to make that decision. And
I could explain what occurred. So in 2023, the grand jury has been asking for an increase for many, many years. You hear it during our open budget hearings. So in 2023, staff did an analysis to compare, comparable agencies to see if the grand jury is being paid adequately per the meeting. At the time, the decision was made to move them to $25 an hour. However, it was never formalized. It was just included in the budget.
Day, not an hour.
Per day. And so because of that, there is no paying mechanism that finance has authority to actually pay them the $25 an hour. So we could have came here and said, hey, it's been $15 an hour the entire time. Well, that's not what we're doing. What we're asking is to just leave it at the $25 an hour. There was an oversight done, in our office that there was a payment authority made without formal authority from the Board of Supervisors. And so now we're cleaning it up 2 years later. And so that's where the issue occurred. And so, notifying the grand jury, it is doing with their pay, which they really have no discussion in because it's ultimately the authority of the board. So we were trying to correct an issue and bring it back to the board for the formal change. And so that's why we're here today.
Thank you for the explanation. I feel better now. Okay, we have a motion and a second, correct?
Correct. And just for the record, the IRS reimbursement fluctuates as well. And this just adds the fluctuation of how much per day the PM they get. So I think this is a good alternative. I think it's a very good way to finish off, but I think it's also a good way to determine if that 25 was appropriate. But I think that gives a real good amount of flexibility because we had, instead of adjusting the mileage reimbursement all the time, we just tied it to the IRS reimbursement. And that way it takes us totally out of the equation. It makes it a little bit harder for Eric because you got to look it up every year, but everything else, he's the guy that has to change it.
Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Joe Nevs.
Yes.
Richard Valley.
Aye.
Doug Verboon.
Yes.
Rusty Robinson.
Yes.
Okay, 4 in favor, 1 absent. Everything stays the same, but legal. So we'll move on now to study session. We have the Ag Department. Jimmy Hook and Mario.
The dynamic duo.
Mario does all the work, so
He did?
yeah. Him and Julie.
How many hours? How many years of service?
Mario.
30?
Yeah.
How many years of work?
2.
Thank you.
Yeah, Mario's out in the field for most of that. And
Exactly.
I finally talked him into coming in to be a deputy, so he stepped up and now
We'd
he's
see
in
him coming, we
crop
all hide.
report. Yeah. Yeah, he was a good one. Good morning, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. Jimmy Hook, I'm Ag Commissioner Sealer for the county. My honor to be here today to present to you the 2024 Kings County Crop Report. So for 2024, the gross value of all crops and products was up 13.4% at a total of $2,445,306,000, representing an increase of just under $290 million from the 2023 value. I was talking to Doug the other day, and that's what he predicted, $2.4 billion. So
That's right.
you hit it right on. I don't know if you had some inside information or, but anyways, for 2024, the top 10 commodities, number one was milk at 812,154,000. Number two, pistachios at 289,613,000. Number three, cattle calves at 226,917,000. Number four, processing tomatoes at 174,319,000. Number five, cotton at 174,146,000. And then rounding out the top 10 were number 6, almonds. Number 7, silage corn. Number 8, vegetable crops other. Number 9, wheat silage. And number 10, plums. Categories which saw increases this year, the largest was livestock and poultry products, an increase of over 110 million or 15.7%. And this was due mostly to increase in milk prices and production. Field crops increased over 71 million or 21.4%. Livestock and poultry value increased over 51 million or 27.1%, due mostly to increase in cattle and calf values. Fruit and nut crops increased over 27 million or 4%. This is due to increase in values of production for the various commodities. Also, there's an increase in value for seed crops due to increase in planted acreage and seed value. One thing to note this year, there were no decreases in the categories, so everything saw an increase. So hopefully that continues. That'd be nice to see that keep going. Thanks. I'd like to thank to all of our producer and employees for their contributions. As we reach out, we wouldn't be able to put these numbers together without their input and helping us get these numbers available. I know Julie and Mario can tell you they spent a lot of time on the phone with them and up at the counter trying to get the numbers, and we really appreciate them getting those to us. This year, the crop report's dedicated to the Boswell family. They celebrate their 100th year in business for 2025. They're not only one of the largest farmers in California, they also do a lot of charitable contributions to their communities, which they're associated with. So we'd like to thank them and kind of recognize them for that contribution, 100 years of service. I'd also like to thank Deputy Commissioner Mario Gutierrez and his team. A special thank you to Julie Henderson for all the work putting this report together. It's a lot of work, a lot of hours go into it. We're a little bit later this year. We're waiting on some numbers from NAS for the milk. They never came. We end up using an average of 3 years for the milk numbers. That's why we're a bit later than we typically are. But everything came out. I think they're already starting the next year's report. So it's just a continuous endeavor for the office. This information will be available on our department's webpage. Shortly after the meeting, we'll get it updated. We have crop reports dating back to 1941 there. So if you ever want to go back and look at some history, go check it out on there. It's all on there. Mario can actually answer questions all the way back to 1941. So if you guys want to call in. Yeah, it's right after he started, right? The first year. We also have some copies on the back table if anyone would like one. We'll have them available in the office too. Any questions or comments? I'm available.
Thank you very much. Any questions? Supervisor Robinson.
We have a question. So all the crops are up and that sounds great. What about the number of farmers? Do we know that?
As far as the number of farms, I didn't run the numbers. From what we're seeing there, they're pretty steady. And what we're really noticing is a reduction in acres per farmer. We're seeing a trend over the last years of larger farmers. Some of the smaller guys are going out, some of the bigger guys absorbing them. So that has been occurring. I didn't put together any of that numbers. Mario, did you have any of that from your research from your?
As far as number of farmers, I would say should mainly decrease from area.
Yeah.
But Jim mentioned some of the largest farmer has 5 to large farm. So but for the most part, I think that the number of permits has reduced. I believe too much from year to year. But I believe the number of active farmers is good.
Yeah, I think we're running around between 800 and 900 permits typically. So.
Okay. Yeah, not today, but maybe when you get a chance, I'd like to see those numbers.
Yeah, no, we can put it together. We can. I'll get it over to you. How many farms we have this year as opposed to last year? Maybe the last few years, I can get you some of those numbers. Perfect.
Mario, you're getting yelled at.
Oh.
Next time you got to come to the microphone. I know you work underneath Jimmy, not behind him. But we do appreciate all the work you've done.
I still look up to him. Mario trained me.
Any other questions from the board? Got a motion? Moved by Supervisor Robinson, second by Supervisor Neves. Any questions from the audience? Okay.
Now's your time. Speak now or forever hold your peace.
I know Walnuts used to be like top 5. Now it's other.
It's better than it was.
Yeah. Yeah. Last year, 2 years ago, the price was terrible, 32 cents. Last year, I don't know what we ended up 78 or 80 cents. This year might be a little better, but less yield. So we'll fix our problem we created, which is oversupply.
Yeah.
Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
For clarification, council, this was a study session and they did make a motion.
A motion to accept the report is
I just want to make sure I didn't do anything wrong. Joe Neves?
Yes.
Richard Valley? Doug Verboon?
Yes.
Rusty Robinson?
Yes.
Okay,
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Approved, accept your report. Thank you very much for your work.
Perfect.
Thank
Thank
your
you.
office too. Very nice.
We'll have to put hemp on there one of these days, just as a footnote.
It's in the other.
Yeah.
Another, yeah.
Okay, we'll go on now to another study session. This is administration. Michael Amin. Good morning, Michael.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. My name is Michael Amin, Administrative Analyst with Kings County Administration. Today's study session provides an overview of the county's biennial update to the master fee schedule, which represents a comprehensive review of the fee charged by each department for service provided to the community. This process conducted every 2 years ensure that our fee remain aligned with the actual cost of the service delivered, while also maintaining a fair balance between fiscal responsibility and the impact on our residents and businesses. Next slide, please. In today's presentation, we are gonna go over the history, fee definition, fees, and next steps. Next slide, please. The master fee schedule was originally established by Ordinance number 510 in April 1993 and consolidated under Ordinance number 520.1 in 1995. The current version, Ordinance number 520.24, has been updated to reflect the latest proposed changes submitted by the county departments. The goal of this review is not to increase revenue for discretionary purposes, but rather to reduce unreimbursed costs associated with providing mandated and optional services. This ensures that general tax revenue are not subsidized, specialized, or elective services where a direct user benefit can be identified. The master fee schedule is updated on a biennial cycle every 2 years, with the most recent update completed in 2023. This process is critical to ensure adequate, equitable, and full cost recovery for the county services. When a department is unable to fully recover the cost of providing a service, the unreimbursed portion must be observed by the department. For some departments, this shortfall ultimately impacts the general fund. Next slide, please. In this slide, we have the different types we are going to go over today. I'll read from the top. Then new approval fees newly created and not currently charged. New fees, existing fees currently charged but not listed on the current master fee schedule. Fee deletion, fees that will no longer be charged by the department. Fee increases, existing fee proposed to be increased, and fee decreases, existing fees proposed to be decreased. Title changes in terms of formatting or of fees, title changes, or finally no changes to the fee or title or the description. I just want to emphasize the difference between the new approval fee and the new fee. The new approval fee are brand new fees that the department is proposing to be added to the new master fee schedule, to start charging the department for particular services. In comparison with new fees are fees that the department is currently charging but are not currently on the master fee schedule. Next slide, please. During this update, the department analyzed their fees to confirm compliance with state law, which allows the county to recover up to but not more than the actual cost of providing each service. Departments identify a total of 971 fees, with approximately 32% reflecting increases, 4% decreases, and 58% showing no changes. Other adjustments includes the addition of new fee, deletion, or obsolete fee, and title corrections for clarity. Here is a summary of the changes to the master fee schedule. The majority of the changes in this amendment comes from the Agriculture Commissioner and Sealer and Assessor, CDA, Elections, Finance, Fire, Health, and the Sheriff Departments. Most of these charges are fee increases for one of two reasons, either tied to the salaries, since the fees represent services performed by county staff, or driven by legislation from higher level of government, such as those affected the Agriculture Commissioner Sealer or the Sheriff Departments. As mentioned earlier, all departments should have representation here this morning to address any question you may have regarding their respective master fee schedule changes. Next slide, please. Orientation of information on this slide. All fee being changed in one way or another will be highlighted in yellow. Bold red text are adding, for example, like new approval fees or title changes. Anything being deleted will be struck through. All other information on the next several slides are incorporated in the purpose master fee document in the agenda bucket. The agenda bucket includes exhibits from A to G. In the agenda item bucket has the exact information and details. So I will only point out some highlights on the slides and not going line by line for the sake of time. In this slide, we have the new approval fees, which are brand new fees the department is proposing being added so they can start charging for a particular service. We have a total of 30. The slide here have the Department Agriculture Commissioner here. We have, for example, a pair registration 10 to 50 colonies, $100, and broker fees $250. For assessors, GIS shape file $55. Clerk recorders record notification fees $10. Next slide, please. We are continuing with a new fee, new approval fee. We have election department certification of election $9. Department of Finance electronic payment upload fee per parcel 70 cents. Fire department residential plan review $350. Next slide, please. This slide have the new fees. We only have 3 in total, which are, as explained before, the current fees being charged but not currently included in the current master fee schedule. The 3 of them are under the election department. For example, voter registration walking list for $22. Next slide, please. This slide have the Exhibit C, fee deletion. Fee deletion, we have a total of 18. The following department are requesting the deletion of the following charges: assessor, redemption roll, $51.50, district attorney, financial responsibility workbook, $60, elections, election candidate list, $4.75. Next slide, please. Fire department, fire sprinkler test and certification, $750. Health department, CalCode system, $1,143. Library, ledger size P&W per page, 50 cents, and ledger size color per page, $2. Next slide, please. The increases, proposed increase from the current fees. We have 306 in total proposed increases, primarily due to increase in staff cost over the past couple of years, including the Coffin Association implementation. Some increases are mandated by legislation from a higher level of government, and a few that just haven't been addressed in a while that needs to be caught up. Starting from this slide, we are going to see 2 columns. The first column is for the current charges, and the second column is for the proposed. We have Agriculture Commissioner Sealer, weight and measure annual business location fee increased from $100 to $120. Next slide, please. You have the assessor department, total county book on 8.5 by 11-inch BDF increased from $25 to $33. Map boundary changes lot line adjustment parcel map increased from $481 to $561. Assist to assessor documents data subscription services includes one user, 600 hit or less per year, increased from $100 to $118. Next slide, please. Continuing with the assessor department, we have Williams Act and farmland security zone cancellation formal review per hour increased from $110 to $175. We have clerk and recorder, marriage license, public increased from $87 to $91. Access to clerk record document data subscription services includes one user, increased from $600 to $685. Next slide, please. We have community development, CUP resubmittal extension minimum fee increased from $6,350 to $7,390. Groundwater expert permit increased from $6,350 to $7,400. Next slide, please. In this slide, we have community development. Water well data processing increased from $280 to $330. Next slide, please. Continuing with the CDA, Williams Act have a different increases, and agriculture conservation easement increased from $1,324 to $1,980. Next slide, please. Election department, copy standard legal size BNW per page increased from $2.05 to $3.50. Voter registration file increased from $13.95 to $22. Return check increased from $25 to actual cost. Next slide, please. Department of Finance, prior secured pay plan increased from $65 to $100. Chapter 8 tax sales redemption fee increased from $450 to $720. Next slide, please. We are still with the fee increases. Fire department, fire pump increased from $625 to $656. Special event food vendor permit increased from $40 to $169. Next slide, please. We have a health department, water program activity, annual operations fees, community system, 15 to 24 connections increased from $1,410 to $1,495. New permit community system increased from $2,093 to $2,219. Food safety program activity annual permit for bar alcohol sales only dependent and ABC license code increased from $416 to $441. Next slide, please. There still was health department. Retail markets by square foot devoted to food storage display 0 to 500 square footage increased $124 to $158. In the miscellaneous section, there is food handler training exam per person increased from $23 to $25. Next slide, please. Still with the health department, liquid and solid waste program, septage pumper annual registration increased from $60 to $64. Solid waste program, there is multiple increases. Medical waste generator program, acute care hospital annual fees from 1 to 99 bed increases from $1,171 to $1,240. Common storage facility services from 2 to 10 generators increased from $179 to $190. Next slide, please. We are still continuing with Health Department. Skilled nurse facility annual fees for 1 to 99 bed increased from $486 to $516. Above ground and underground storage tank AST program per side increased from $76 to $81. Next slide, please. Hazardous waste generators, RCRA large quantity generator per facility increased from $644 to $683. Hazardous material inventories business plan, there is multiple increases. Next slide, please.
Mr. Chairman, we have about 7 more slides with each item, and we're going item by item. Does your chairman, would you like us to just summarize? Would you just like to adopt the fee as is? They're highlighted in the presentation.
What's the board pleasure? I mean, it's kind of monotonous.
And the only thing is, and especially with the hazardous waste one, I was wondering if we shouldn't include the fire contract that we include today, that $77,000 over a 5-year period, and incorporate that into either fire or the health department and see if we can't recoup some of that. Some of those hazmat responses are mobile sources, like a freight truck that or train. So I wouldn't expect to try to recover 100%, but I would like to maybe explore the possibility of trying to capture 50, 60, 70% of that. And the fire department would probably have a better handle on how many of those incidents are mobile sources that we would just have a difficult time. Even though I would at one time like to look at cost recovery for some of those responses. And I don't think this is the appropriate time now because these were looking at fees, but hazmat and some of the other incidents with traffic accidents. I know it's a bad thing, but if somebody wipes out a stop sign and Public Works has to go out there at 2 o'clock in the morning and reinstall a stop sign, we should be able to get recovered for Public Works. And whether that's a K-rail on a bridge or a K-rail protecting a canal, near an intersection, but we continue to have those assets damaged through traffic accidents, and some of these folks are insured, not all of them. But I think we should try to explore the possibility of trying to recruit some of those repairs and bringing that structure back up to a safety standard that we're used to.
Okay.
So that would like to condense the rest of the presentation.
I really didn't see anything.
We haven't done this in over 2 years, and we come to your board every 2 years. We try to, and so because the cost is increasing, this is the avenue where we can actually recover some costs. It's very minimal, but at least it does increase our fees to try to recover our staff time for various departments.
Correct.
Okay, so Michael, we'll just condense it down, bring it to an end.
I just have one notice, because we just received today an correction from Health Department to one of the of their items that was actually included here in the documents as a proposal increase for the state charge COPA oversight from $84 to $94. They actually notified us today that actually is going to be a decrease, not a decrease, and that's not included here. It's going to be included before the ordinance come.
But is this master fee schedule, is this something we can look online if we were going to do a permit? You have to go specifically to the master fee schedule or to your department you want to go to, the community development or public works? Where do you access this at? Master fee?
It's on the main website.
On the main website, okay.
And also all the fees that are proposed are actually on the presentation, and they're highlighted in the agenda packet. But this is the one that's the intro to all the fees. So this is the study session, and then it's like a process. So this isn't the first time you're going to see us, but this is the first time you're going to have the presentation with the fees.
Got it.
Sorry, Mr. Chair, if I may, Matthew Boyd, Deputy County Administrative Officer, Kings County Administration. If you're referring to this specific information here, this is going to be where we post all of the agenda information. So for the public that wants to specifically see all of the various exhibits here, that's where this information is going to be posted. Our actual master fee schedule, as it's cleaned up and presented as effective, we have a separate section on the website for that. So it just depends on what either you or the public want to see, just going to those two different areas on our website to access that. So if your board ends up adopting this after the second reading, then the finalized version of all of this stuff presented in the exhibits will then be posted on our master fee schedule area of our county website. So,
got it. Thank you.
Yep, thank you.
Hey, Michael. That's it.
That concludes the report, actually, Chairman.
Yeah.
It's just a study session.
All right. Well, thank you very
All
much.
right, thank you.
And then do we need to accept it as is or just keep going?
If the board wants, they can make a motion to accept the report. And if you could open it up to the public, if there's any comments.
Okay, any comments from the board? Any comments from the public? Okay. Would you like to accept it? Motion to accept by Supervisor Neves, second by Supervisor Robinson. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Joe Nevs.
Yes.
Richard Valley. Doug Verboon.
Yes.
Rusty Robinson.
Yes.
Okay, item been accepted.
Mr. Chairman, I'd just like to thank all the department heads and all their staff who are here present with us today. We asked them to attend our meeting today, so in case there was questions on any of the fee changes, they can address them. So thank you, everyone who showed up and is attending virtually.
Okay, very good. Thank you. I think we're done. We'll move on now to board member comments and reports. Supervisor Neves, want to go first?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Attended the Pink Passion picnic last Tuesday. Brandy Scott was the breast cancer survivor, and Miss Bakersfield for 2024 was the keynote speaker and did an outstanding job. This year's theme was Breast Cancer Awareness Month, as every story is unique and every journey matters, and she nailed it. She did a real good job. Ada Guzman attended her retirement from Human Services. She's been a very active and wonderful mentor and helper and staff member of the organization, especially in the Human Services area, and certainly going to miss her greatly. Attended the Boss's Day breakfast here Wednesday. Other than blowing my calorie diary out of the water, it was wonderful food, and my problem is I just have no willpower to stop. And I wish I had that skill set. I've not been able to do that. So on Wednesday evening, had the pleasure of announcing the Lemoore College volleyball game against the College of Sequoias Giants. On Thursday, traveled to Fresno for the Calviva meeting and the audit report shared with Eric. So hopefully it'll pass. We accepted it anyway, so I think it was a good, clean audit. Enrollment remains at 342,450 souls, with 38,789, or about 11% Kings County residents. The rest are from Fresno and Madera. Calviva continues to have 66% of the managed care population in the region. Anthem Blue Cross and Kaiser continue to provide service as well. And changes in the federal funding and eligibility standards are going to be moving to twice a year evaluation, which is going to double the workload of evaluating. I think, Wendy, your program does it on a monthly basis?
The determinations are annually. They'll now be
Twice a year. So the managed care, Medi-Cal is not unique in that. So there are some big changes coming along. Also held a monthly meeting of the Southport Kings on Thursday evening and heard information. Pretty much it was the same information at Mid-Kings. And in fact, I even pointed out to Amir, maybe he should change the slides a little bit to say Southport Kings instead of Mid-Kings, or just leave both of them off. Because I thought maybe we should cut the bill in half since he's sharing the same information twice. Attended the statewide meeting of the Behavioral Health Committee Planning Organization by way of Facebook Live. Changes again in federal funding and eligibility will face many of those delivery care systems. On Saturday, announced the Kalinga College football game and the Hall of Fame and homecoming, and got to introduce the 2025 inductees. And I think this was the first time I really didn't know any of them, but the rodeo team from 1986, which was 10 years after me, and then all these guys from 1999 and 2000. I thought, what the heck are you putting these guys in? Then I had to go back and look. That's been 25 years. So kind of getting old. Saturday night, attended the Lemoore High induction of the Lemoore High Hall of Fame individuals. Very nice dinner, nice event. Attended the King Symphony concert on Sunday at the Fox Theater. Very nice mixture of fall classical music, and it was very well attended. And then on Monday, Kings County Homeless Collaborative held their monthly meeting addressing all the homeless issues in the county. With that, thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Very good. Supervisor Valley.
Yes, same as chair. As you know, a week ago, I missed the board meeting. I was in DC on the honor flight and had a very good experience with Ray Ortiz, Vietnam veteran, who I was privileged to be his guardian for. At some point, I'd like to invite him here and bring him here, and then maybe we'll show a couple of pictures and little video from the trip. And so I'll save some of those details, except to say that it was a beautiful experience with him, and I highly recommend honor flight to anyone who has family veterans. Is focused on Vietnam veterans and Korean War veterans right now. It's their window to go and experience this. I also want to thank the board. On the way home, there was a mail call for the veterans. It was a surprise, and I want to thank all of you, Sue Mavs, everybody who wrote the letter, small note to Ray. He enjoyed it. The clerk wrote as well, and so he had about an hour's worth of reading on the way home. Once he got his bag of mail, I have some good pictures of that moment as well. Also, no county funds were used on the trip. I say that because I was asked. That had nothing to do with the county. Is no taxpayer money. Also want to congratulate Chairman Verboen on your successful State of the Union. I saw pictures, heard good things about it. It's a good tradition that we started there. My apologies for not being there. I still had some commitments to take care of when we came home from late Wednesday night, but that was a really good thing, and get the word out on the county and the work that everyone does. Thank you for that. And then lastly, Mr. Chairman, no rush on this, but we did receive an email from the manager of the Corcoran Cemetery District. I understand they've reached out. There's the email. The language in the email had some concerns to me. I hope no action has been taken yet in regards to that email, but I would like to ask the board for the CAO to agendize a basic study session so we could look at that in a little bit more detail, have an opportunity to have a discussion with the board on where they may be at and some possible decision making. I'm well aware that Corcoran Cemetery District is its own government entity, as well as the County of Kings, and there's some regulations that prevent government entities from inserting their jurisdiction over another one. However, based on the email, and I'd like to look at the possibility to see if there was any openings. There are also standards that if an entity fails to cease operations or doesn't have the ability to continue operations, where another government entity can assert some jurisdiction over that. I'd like to look at some options there. So with that, Mr. Chairman, thanks for everything.
Right, thank you. Supervisor Robinson.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Let's see, last Wednesday, I attended the San Joaquin Valley Air Pollution Control District, or Air Board, study session. It was at Bass Lake. That's always a fun place to have it. It's beautiful. discussed wildlife mitigation, or I'm sorry, wildfire mitigation. Also a presentation by Chairman Sanchez of the California Air Resource Board. Had a chance to see the bear that Chairman Verboen stepped on when he was there last. Also, thanks to staff for the breakfast. Breakfast burritos were a hit, but Michael Powers makes a mean quiche, so good job, Michael. Thursday, attended the State of the County with Chairman Verboen staff and a full house at Tachi Palace. Good job to Chairman Verboen and Curia for showcasing the accomplishments of Kings County. Saturday, attended Hanford Christian's Harvest Benefit Dinner. Thank you to the Wilgenberg family for their generosity. Another successful fundraiser for the school. And then yesterday, I attended the Kings Tulare Area on Aging meeting with Tulare Supervisors and Bobby Wartson. We discussed senior centers, food distribution, and upcoming events.
Okay, thank you. Not much more to add. Just thank everybody for helping put on the State of the County. I appreciate all the hard work and effort. And those of you who did not attend, we took notes. Okay, Madam CAO, we'll do staff updates and reports.
Before staff updates, was there a consensus to bring the Corcoran Cemetery item back? Seeing heads nod for study session. Okay, and then also for the honor flight information. Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. For staff updates, I actually have Director of Public Health and Director of HSA who are going to speak on the federal shutdown and our WIC program for a staff update.
Good morning, Chairman, Supervisors. Rosemary Rand from the Department of Public Health. And I know Wendy's here also. I'm going to give an update on the impacts of the current federal shutdown on our supplemental food and nutrition program known as Women, Infants, and Children, or WIC. We're closely monitoring the impact of the federal shutdown on the WIC program. The California Department of Public Health has assured us, as of last Friday, October 16th, there are funds to cover the WIC program until November 30th. That's a change. We had been told October 31st, then we were told November 7th, but last Friday we were told November 30th. It's noted that that can change depending on government spending changes. These additional funds are from unspent 24-25 WIC funds, Section 32 tariff funding revenue, and USDA contingency funds. The funds cover staff time for WIC program operations only, which includes registering new applicants and issuing vouchers. We're still gathering information from the state on the reimbursement of the vendors for the WIC vouchers. WIC participants obtain benefits or vouchers for WIC-approved nutrition items, and then they take these vouchers to WIC vendors such as grocery stores and merchants to participate. The dollars reimbursed to the vendors come from a separate fund at the state and are separate from funding coming into the department for staff salaries, benefits, and program operations. The current monthly WIC operation cost for the health department is $151,628.97. We have a total annual budget approximately of $2 million for the program. Currently, with the WIC program has 22 budgeted FTEs, 17 are filled, 4 are vacant. We have 1 extra help and 1 frozen position. The current WIC participant caseload is approximately 7,800 participants. And for an example, in the month of September of this year, 7,679 Kings County participants redeemed over $631,000 in food and supplemental nutrition in the county. Currently, we've been meeting with Human Resources. So when the funding was deemed that it would end on the end of October 31st, the state had recommended we talk to our HR to know about furloughs or layoffs or any of those things. So we did meet with them to discuss the funding and the timelines on whether funding was to stop. Our personnel rules require the county to provide employees with as much advance notice as possible, but are required to provide a minimum of 15 days notice. Currently, we are having weekly meetings with state WIC and our associations to stay appraised of the funding and the shutdown and any potential changes. The WIC staff are aware of the current federal shutdown and its possible impacts, and direction from the state and locally is business as usual. The program continues to enroll participants, issue vouchers, and participants are directed to the My Family WIC website if any questions regarding the federal shutdown and impacts. If a resolution is not reached by mid-November, we'll need to evaluate the official notice to employees. We're hoping the shutdown doesn't last that long. The department has funding to sustain staffing for an additional 4 to 6 weeks with our health realignment dollars. And State WIC is encouraging counties to continue to allow employees to work and issue benefits to participants, as well as directing participants to keep their appointments. We're still gathering information on the reimbursement of WIC vendors during this time. And I'm available for any questions.
Thank you. Supervisor Riley, you got a
Mr.
question?
Chairman, so the 30 days, it takes us to the end of November.
It'll take us to the
31st.
third, yeah, instead of October 31st. Now, on Friday, they told us they found some USDA contingency funds to take us to the November 30th date. And then we have funding a little beyond that if we had to for staff. However, you know, we'll have to evaluate what they're going to be doing. And the state is still saying to keep issuing vouchers.
Mr. Chairman, my only general comments would be a week ago today, we were in that Capitol building, and with the shutdown, it's empty. There's nobody there. The members of Congress are not there. The Senate is not there. The Speaker was there. Congressman Fong was there. But as we sat in the chambers of Congress, the first thing the Speaker told the veterans is, the shutdown, don't blame us, blame the Senate. The Senate can open the government today. Then you go back to your hotel room, you look at the news, you see leadership in the Senate say, don't blame us. Congress has the ability to open up the government today. And so that's just my general comments. There's nothing going on over there. Those members in the Senate and Congress are on a 48 or 72-hour mandatory appearance at the call of leadership to return back to the Capitol. But other than that, there's nothing going on, and that's a sad thing, especially when we're talking about possible layoffs to county employees, much less impacts to the citizens in the United States of America.
Any other question?
You know, and the other thing is just that some of the changes in the federal that have already been passed, and you're going to see changes in a lot of those programs. So just keep that in mind. The shutdown's bad, but a lot of these programs are going to change in the future.
Yeah.
And there's going to be a lot more qualifying. There'll be a lot more monitoring. So the work's going to shift from actually delivering services to just evaluating people to see if they're qualified to receive services. And that's going to be more cost of administration for people to do that.
Good segue. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for the handoff. Well, I can speak a little bit to that as well. But just to build off of what Rosemary shared, and the information is changing daily. If I would have updated you yesterday morning, I'd be saying something a little bit different than what I'm going to share now. We did get some guidance from the California Department of Social Services just last night. It's actually favorable. For most of my programs, I have a lot of programs, I have a lot of funding streams, and I just got the guidance last night. But I looked at all of our major funding streams, and let me explain a little bit about how we're funded. Most of our major funding streams come in the form of an advance from the federal or state government. Then we claim what our actual expenses are, and then throughout the year that gets reconciled. So because there are some advances and some funds available, a combination of that and the state activating their general fund loan authority, in terms of the administration of my programs, what pays for the staff to do their work, most of them, and again, I have a couple small ones I still need to double check, but all of the big ones they are able to come up with funding through December or January. So in terms of like the layoff conversation and the risk to staff, we've got a little bit of breathing room on that, given where the stalemate that appears to be the shutdown. So what that means, in-home supportive services, my child welfare staff. So these are all, safety net programs. These are all entitlement programs. We're going to be able to continue to do our operations. We have on the benefit side, we'll be able to continue to issue IHSS payments, foster care payments. I needed to double check on adoption. I didn't specifically read that one, but that general fund authority coupled with the advances that we receive are going to keep us at least through this next quarter functioning and the issue, the benefits going out to the community, with one major exception. They're CalFresh. So I'm going to have the resources to fund my staff to determine eligibility. But payments for CalFresh, which is food stamps, went out in October. So people received their benefits this month. We've gotten a notice from the federal government to hold the issuances for November. We, meaning the county or the state of California, have no ability to use like that general loan option to front load the money in hope of a reimbursement from the feds. This is an entitlement program. But food stamps are 100% federally funded. And the way it's just even set up with the contracted vendors, we couldn't plug in the money if we wanted to. So while the state is able to work with us to keep some continuity of operations for our staffing, there's nothing that can really be done around food stamp issuances. What that means for our community is the November, we'll be the state's putting out some communication this week. I'll be working with our PIO on a press release and using our social media platforms to get word out. But issuances for food stamps will be delayed indefinitely, delayed until we have an answer on this closure or some guidance from the feds. That impacts 36,000 residents of Kings County. That's 24% of our population. It's 1 in 4 people won't be receiving their food stamps this month. Half of that population is made up of children and elderly. And so there's going to be a demand and a push on the food banks, which I also think are impacted by this federal funding. It's going to start hitting us in November. It's going to be tough for the residents. Food stamps account, that's about $5.5 million per month that goes out. So it's also going to, if this gets prolonged, start to have an economic impact on our supermarkets and grocery stores, because that's 25% of our population is buying, resources using that benefit. We are going to continue to take applications so people can come in. It's an entitlement. If they qualify, they'll be approved. What we can't do is issue the payment. That is just for the food stamps. So our other benefit programs, we will be able to make payment through the end of the year. But it is not great news. We're looking for, obviously we're looking for this to get resolved as soon as possible, because the impact really is on our community. What Joe was talking about a few minutes ago is really the impact of HR 1. And I think down the road, and certainly as we plan for the budget, you guys will probably plan a study session or something a little bit more meaningful. But our workload demands as a result of that are going to increase. However, our federal funding has decreased. So we'll really be challenged with figuring out how to navigate that in the year to come. But that is separate and aside from the shutdown. There are provisions that we are waiting for federal guidance on that they are expecting us to implement now. And because there's no staff working, we don't have the guidance. So there's certainly advocacy around, we need to hold harmless on some of these timelines that were established under HR 1 until we can get the guidance we need from the federal government, which is largely not operational right now. And with that, I'm available for any questions you might have.
All right, thank you very much. Any questions from the board? Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So board correspondence, the board received a notification from Caltrans regarding a meeting on environmental compliance process coordination for the public on 9th Avenue interchange project on State Route 198. The board received correspondence on October 16th from Valley Voices regarding their partnership with our public health department and Calviva to offer free focus groups. The next event is scheduled for Corcoran on October 29th. The board also received correspondence dated October 17th from Jones Hall regarding the Armona Union Elementary School District General Obligation Bond election on November 5th and certification of election results. For upcoming event, the Kings County Fire Department invites you to this year's public safety event, which will take place this Thursday, October 23rd from 5 to 7 p.m. at Kettleman City Park. At this event, before the event, earlier at 4 p.m., we will have the AT&T broadband groundbreaking ceremony for the Kettleman City Park as well. And the Comcast broadband groundbreaking ceremony will take place next Tuesday, October 29th at 3:30 p.m. at Fire Station number 6 in Lemoore. And we will also be having groundbreaking ceremonies for the Hanford Branch Library next Wednesday, October 29th at 10 a.m. for the Lemoore Branch Library on Thursday, October 30th at 10 a.m. Both groundbreaking ceremonies will take place outside in front of each library entrance. For upcoming agenda items, for the following agenda items are for October 28th. Administration has five, the adoption of the ordinance for the grand jury payments and fees, the approval of some Cal PFA projects, the approval of an agreement with Kings County and Whitley Thompson and Jeff Coach for legal services, in agreement with Alexander Martin for indigent event services, and claims for damages for power properties. Ag has an item for an agreement with the state for the pink bullworm cotton plowdown and host fee monitoring program. Behavioral health has three items: in agreement with the Department of Healthcare Services for drug medical services, an agreement with the same agency for mental health plan, and the Behavioral Health Advisor annual update. Community Development has three items on some modifications to William Act program, some water system revenue bond, debt service billing project settlement agreement, and settlement negotiation agreement. DA has an item regarding the proclamation of October 2025 as Domestic Violence Awareness Month in Kings County. Election has one item on an ordinance for electric filing campaign and other disclosures, and IT has an item on some computer refresh purchased with Dell computers. We have a busy next agenda. Thank you. That concludes my report.
Thank you very much. At this time, I'll turn it over to council to talk about closed session as outlined.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The first item is Government Code Section 54956.9. Conference with legal counsel, anticipated litigation, significant exposure to litigation pursuant to paragraph 2 of subdivision D of section 54956.9 of the Government Code, 2 cases. Next item, Government Code Section 54956.9. Conference with legal counsel, anticipated litigation, initiation of litigation pursuant to paragraph 4 of subdivision D of section 54956.9 of the Government Code, deciding whether to initiate litigation, 1 case. Staff is pulling item number 3, the labor negotiations, and the last item is Government Code Section 54956.9 D1. Conference with legal counsel, existing litigation, name of case Freddie Quare v. County of Kings, U.S. District Court, case number 120 CV 01793 JLT SKO, and I will turn it back to the chair for any public comment.
Thank you. Any comments from the public? Comments from the board? Okay, we have a 1 o'clock meeting for the Board of Equalization, and this meeting is adjourned until Tuesday, October 28th, 2025 at 9 a.m. Thank you.